Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Studio Series Rise of the Beast Leader Class Scourge, number 101 in the line. We'll go ahead and put him off the side real quick and look at this box, which has some really cool artwork, although it kind of shows that the toy may be a little not accurate, shall we say. Yeah, you see 101 be the artwork, and you see some archers and stuff, and yeah, stuff flying apart in the background, Transformers and Studio Series and all that stuff. On the top you have Transformers Rise of the Beast. On the side you have a close-up of him in Leader Class and Studio Series. And on this side you have another picture of him, although this is, I think, a bit older. Yeah, I think this might be a bit older as well. Plastic-free packaging. On the bottom you have some what's included in copyrights and all that stuff. And on the back you have more copyrights, warnings, and of course product shots. And there's the backdrop and little thing. Scourge and the Terrorcons face off against the Autobots in a battle for the Transwarp Key. It's also the Attack of the Museum is the... I guess the backdrop. Yeah, speaking of course, inside the box, behind the one of the twist ties, you got the backdrop, which is a larger one of, I believe, what came with Battle Trap. And you can see all that, 101, all that stuff, and of course you can pose them there if you want, or do like I do and just, well, toss down the recycling, because no one cares anymore. And there's also the instructions, which are blue. And they're pretty decent, all things considered. I believe there's one spot which kind of like threw me for a second, but I kind of figured it out pretty quick. So there you go. So anyway, Scourge. Oh yes, new guy from the new movie coming. He's a bit inspired by RID Scourge, considering his alt mode and everything. Although his robot mode kind of reminds me a bit of Animated Lockdown, in the sense that it's tall and lanky. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, you can see his face there, which is a nice silver, kind of a mask crown thing. He's got this weird like chainmail looking I guess cowl. He does have light piping, but it doesn't work super well, but it's orange. It will work, sometimes works really well. He's also got light piping in his chest. You can see also a bunch of a bunch of stuff there, a bunch of detailing and chains, and just a mess of death. And got this cool little, weathering scratch effects on the shoulders and whatnot. You got more chains and detailing. You got like with the trailer hitch and like looks like fake tires there, and tires in the right there, and the legs and so on and so forth. He's got a hand over here and a little blade, which I'll get into in a little bit. His backpack is, he's got a bit of a backpack, which it's not too bad. I don't think it's not. Yeah, it does look, particularly with the smokestacks there. So I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, it's not quite movie accurate, but it looks cool enough in my opinion that, I still like it. But yeah, I do like the figure, but there's definitely some caveats about it. Particularly, there's a couple things about it just to say that. But anyway, he's not quite movie accurate. I know, like, for example, this weird neck thing is gone. His head, some people think his head's a little small. I don't think so. It's a kind of a weird thing where it's like, I think a lot of people's perception of the head it's a weird perception thing or whatever, but it's not accurate because it's using an older design now because, the movie got delayed and all that stuff, but it still looks good. And that's my thing. It's just, as long as it looks good, it's like, if it's not screen accurate, it's not the end of the world for me, but you know how it is. But yeah, it got this cool weapon thing, which, it's a blade, kind of comes and folded like this. You can unfold it like that. And you can open his hand, and it's actually, there's right here, it'll just kind of just go up and clip in. And then, you can wrap his hand around there. He's got this cool, like, blade weapon, which is neat. He's got a big old claw, which is cool. That's pretty neat as well. There's a particular way you have to fold it up for vehicle mode, or else it doesn't work right, which is weird. And there's also piping right here on his, waist, I guess. Yeah, there's some cool stuff going on here. But he's also very gray, and a lot of people aren't really a fan of that. And some people are, see the legs and kind of, ooh, they're hollow, and like, and he is skinny. He also, the other thing was when he comes in the box, he'll probably have those. And if you, keep the feet like that and whatnot, he's not going to want to stand because, yeah, you're going to have to click the feet forward. And then you can stand just fine. That's a thing right there. Yeah, what's cool also is he's got this alternate arm. It's, kind of a Mega Man Buster type of thing. What's cool here is this can store on the back. There's a little slot right here. You just, there's tabs on the side. You just tab it in like so, if you like. Store it that way, that way. Or if you want, you could take the arm here and just below the elbow, just slide off. It's keyed. And you can see that it's a rod with a little tab on it. And this one right here, it's a look, a hole with a slot in there. And you just kind of put that on and bam. Now he's got a gun for an arm. And this can also store, there's a slot here and there's a tab here. And you can just pop it right here on his back. And that will also store, which is pretty neat. I do like that. That's a pretty cool, just whole system there, because he does sometimes have a gun arm, I guess, in the movie, and I guess a good way to handle that. Some people complain it looks too Mega Man. I'm like, I don't mind that. What's wrong with me looking a little Mega Man, right? There we go. Yeah. Another thing is, I mentioned this back in the Freezer review. Freezer. I'm going to call him his gun mode right here because, indeed, he can hold that. Only in this hand, though. But, yeah, he just got the peg and the whatnot. And there you go. He can hold Freezer. And it looks not bad. Not ideal, but not terrible, I guess. But still not what I'd prefer. I still think overall, Freezer still is kind of maybe should have included with him, but anyway, he color matches pretty well for the most part. He's kind of a bit lighter colors, but he still has a lot of the same weathering effects and whatnot going on. So, not the worst thing, not the best thing, but not the worst thing. So there you go on that front. Anyway, articulation. Head is actually, that's one thing I also want to mention while I'm getting here at the articulation. The head, it's on multiple ball joints. There's a ball joint here at the base of the neck, so he has a lot of forward and down. But he also has a ball joint up here at, I guess, this part of the neck, so he can look, up or this, like, you can kind of do he's kind of leaning in, like, looking at you type of thing. You got left and right, and you got waggle, and all this, you left and right, and you got left and right here at the top as well. So yeah, there's a lot of posability. The only thing is, a lot of people complain about this. I don't have this problem, but a lot of people complain that the head is really loose and pops off really easily. I don't have that problem. So I haven't experienced it myself, but apparently multiple people reported that this head likes to pop off on there. So that's something to watch out for. But it seems to be kind of a random thing, and there's no guarantee one way or the other. Other things people have had to watch out for is, what was another thing people complained about? Cracks. Right here, they see all this orange translucent plastic. A lot of people have complained about cracks in particularly on this part right here. I have not had any problems, but people have complained about that. My thing is, these wheels are supposed to kind of lock in. They don't really lock in on mine. Oh well, but it's not a huge deal because they're supposed to slide and they don't really. But anyway, I'll get down to the transformation. Yeah, shoulders though. You do have, upward and up and around and stuff. You have outward, and you have multiple outwards. You have, this outward right here, which, keeps the cut. And then you got this outward up there too. So you got a lot going on there, which is neat. You do have a bicep swivel right above the elbow. I guess if you unclip, you do have a backwards butterfly if you unclip that. But yeah, you have a bicep swivel. You have elbows, which are about 90 degrees on both arms. And yeah, on this hand, you have these fingers on a hinge so you can open and close the hand as you need to. That's pretty much that for there. On this hand, you have, of course, the 4 different claw pieces, which can open up pretty wide. Wider than you really need, to say the least. He does have a voice swivel, which is mostly unhindered. You got unhindered to this point, which is, I think, enough for most poses. So you can't do a full 360, but that's enough for pretty much any actual pose you're going to probably want to get him in, which is nice. Hips, you got forward about that far, backwards that far, outwards that far. You have a thigh swivel, which, pretty much unhindered except for this peg for transformation. So just watch it for there. Knees have a weird pseudo soft ratchet thing going on, but you do have about 90 degrees of tilt, or not tilt, bend. Down here at the ankles, you have, full tilt right there, which is nice. And also, you kind of have back, but it'll click a bit, and you have a lot of forward. Let's have, let's see. Yeah, so you got all that stuff. There's a transformation joint, but really it's kind of useless. And you got that, which not really helpful for much of anything. So yeah, a decent amount of posability overall. And the shoulders, these shoulder bits can adjust a little bit depending how you want him to sit and whatnot. So there you go. Yeah, quick comparisons. Here he is with Freezer in his robot mode. Here he is with Battle Trap in his robot mode. Yeah, Voyager and Leader there. So he's a bit of a... It's that, oh boy, that's that whole scale thing. And for some good guys, here's, RC. Bumblebee. And Cheetor. Standing funny. There we go. So yeah, a leader class guy he is taller than a lot of the Voyagers, but he's not taller than every Voyager and whatnot. Because there's that one movie Megatron who's apparently pretty much the same height as him. So that's kind of a bit of a kerfuffle, shall we say? Yeah. Anyway, transformation. A couple things. Yeah, make sure that this hand is kind of folded up right. If it's not folded up right, it's gonna sit funny. And two, so yeah, go ahead, take this part right here and just kind of fold that and tab that together and just kind of get that good to go. And also go, we'll just do it right now. Just go ahead and take this out and pull this forward like this. Just kind of have that like that, sitting like that for now. But now you're back at the back, you kind of untab this and bring that back. And then this part and unfold this right here all the way. And then unfold this part right there like that. You go ahead and take these and unfold those and just kind of leave this just kind of unfolded like this for now. Just kind of get it out of the way. And down here at the legs, what you want to do here is take these and click them back. Take the feet and click those back like that. The wheels here, you're supposed to, well, they didn't already do it themselves. You're supposed to extend them like this so that they rotate easier. You go ahead and rotate the legs around at the thighs. Like that, 180. There's little divots here for these pegs. Not really peg holes. They don't really like peg and. Those are most guidance, if anything. Yeah, before you do that, though, you want to go ahead and take the foot here. Rotate this, and then bring this up. There's a slot here for this tab. Bring that up like that, and same on this side. Bring that up, and bring it up like this. Now, then take this peg right here and unfold this. That's right there. Now, before you bring them together, what you need to do here is this bit right here. Right here, you want to take this arm and move it up like this. And also untab it, so move it up. And yeah, kind of have it sitting like that. Like that, right? And then move this behind the head, right? And this will come down right here. The blade will come down here. There's a tab here, which will go into a slot right there on the knee. Make sure also the knees are fully bent or fully straightened out like that. And then this will tab in on the knee right there. And then you could go ahead and take these and peg these together like that. Then this arm right here, you want to kind of do the same thing. Bring the arm up and bring this down, and then untab this and bring it around like so. So I said, oh, it's not sitting right again. There you go. Yeah. You want that, yeah, you want the gas tank or whatever this is up. I don't think it's a gas tank, but yeah, you want this thing perpendicular to, more or less, yeah, parallel with the body or perpendicular, whatever you want to call it, yeah. I want to kind of sitting like this and just kind of sitting like that. It's going to kind of rest there for now. Right? Now, up here at the cab here, what you want to do is fold this up the very specific way. You want to fold that at that hinge up here and then bring this down. You're gonna bring this forward and like this. It's gonna bring down, and this is going to fold forward. And this piece right here is going to settle between these two pieces when you have it correct. Yeah. So, and then this will these will tab in right there like that. So yeah, if you look, you can see the hinge. If you see how that's sitting, that's how you want it, more or less. We have to make a little adjustment. Yeah. Then you go ahead and take this piece and you unfold this bottom part right here on the chest. You unfold this, then unfold these pieces on the sides, then untab the chest piece from the chest and just swing out to the side right here. That's a pretty cool bit of transformation. I think this is one of the more clever bits. And take this this wheel right here. You want to untap that and bring that around. And this tab right here will tab into the side right here like this. And then this piece right here, this one you untab and you bring it around. But you also need to, this is on like a rotation and multiple hinges. You want to rotate this around and yeah, see that you want to rotate this around right here. You want to rotate this around this way, and then on this hinge, bring it down like this, and then bring this whole thing up. And this will also, there's a tab here, which will go into that slot right here. And then you also, once you do that, tab the grill into the front of the truck, like so. Like that. You're almost done here. You know, what you want to do here is this, there's a tab here, which will go in this slot here, and this right here, this is kind of this weird thing right here, will go hook over the top of this particular claw piece as well. So bring that down on that hinge. Oh yeah, and also bring up the smokestacks before you do so. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, make sure it's all tabbed together like that, and then right here, take the smokestacks and bring them back, and then go ahead and bring that down. This will also, this just has a single tab right here. It goes, you know, tab and slot right there. Bring that down like so. That's one of the other problems. These smokestacks can be a little loose. That'll square it away right there, and you're mostly done. Now you take the gun piece right here. There's a bit right here. There's a little divot. You see that? You get your fingernail in there, and you can just then split the gun in half like that. You go ahead and rotate this piece right here 180 so that, you know, this is all matching up, and this is going to be the top. So then you take these pieces and rotate them like this. Like that. And these slots on the bottom, right? You want these slots right here on the bottom so it looks like this. And these slots right here will go over these tabs right here. Like so. Like that. And now, get those squared away. Now you have Scourge in his vehicle mode. And yeah, it's quite the truck mode. Yeah, again, very reminiscent of, you know, kind of somewhat reminiscent of the already Scourge, which is kind of the point here. So it's a very gray and, well, black truck with, well, actually lots of orange, not red or pink or anything. Again, you got some cool detailing here. You got again, the weathering and whatnot on here. You got some, you know, these lights are picked out in orange. You got a little silver horn. You got this grill, which is the cool thing about the grill here, if you can see that, is there's a ton of little symbols. You know, you got you got Maximals and Autobots and Terracon symbol right there, and all sorts of stuff on there. On that. Apparently, that's where a lot of the budget one was, these symbols. So that might explain some things. But also you got some yellow paint and some chains again, and then you got the bumper, and all that stuff. And you got the cab. You know, very nice orange there. You got the dual smokes or quad smokestacks. You got the back end, which is I don't know. It's not the best, but it's also, you looking at the movie, it's supposed to kind of have a bunch of junk back there anyway, so it's kind of like, it's one of those things you can, yeah, visible hand, unfortunately, so that's a bit of a problem. It's weird, because most of these, also the rims are two sets of black rims and then the gray rims, which is like, Yeah, he does roll pretty decently, all things considered. That weird thing of these wheels do spin, but they like don't really touch the ground, which is, I think, I recall again, the weird, it is a thing. Back here, of course, also you have no tail lights or anything. You just kind of the hands chilling out back there. This can come and clipped pretty easily, but it's not too difficult to get back on. You can also see there's a whole big old gaping hole right, but you see some orange plastic. But the cool thing is if you get a light shining in there properly, like you get this, like this whole like front will just light up. Like the grill here is translucent orange, so the whole thing will light up like it's on fire or something, which looks really cool when you can get it working. But I don't have I need like a pen light or something, which I don't have. I keep meaning to get one. So yeah, you got some chain details and whatnot, but it looks pretty all right. And the front end, I think, looks really good. You know, even the gaps and stuff just look cool just because of the orange, in my opinion. If it wasn't for that orange right there, this would look really bad, but that helps, I guess, for me. I like the quad smokestacks. Back end is kind of yeah. This you can kind of like wave away, just like my pipes or cables or whatever. This is kind of like, oh, there's just a hand there, I guess. Yeah. Overall, though, I still really like this truck mode. I still think it looks really cool. There's just no way it's going to hitch up to anything. There's nothing here for anything to hitch up to unless you make a weird custom hitch. But yeah, looks real cool in my opinion, though. But that's just me. Again, cool thing here is the other thing, which is the freezer can, in this mode, particularly remember this particular in gun mode, can attach to the back here. He uses these gray bits right here and these arms. What you need to do is, if I remember correctly, let's see, there's tabs right here on these, right here on the biceps of him, which go in these slots right here. I'm trying to remember if it goes, I think it goes this way. Yeah. And these tabs right here on the forearms will go into those slots right here. You want to point him backwards. And he can be a little fiddly, I've noticed. Sometimes it takes it a bit for it to actually settle in properly. But, once you get it all squared away, he actually holds not too bad. It's not the best connection, but it'll hold solid enough that, you got that. Which I feel like helps complete the look a bit. So there's that thing. So for Freezer, yeah, he finally has a use. He helps complete Scourge. So that doesn't look too bad. I'm just going to leave that there for the rest of this. But yeah. I guess that's technically somewhat of a comparison. Sure. But yeah, speaking of comparisons, again, here he is with Battle Trap, which, yeah, I think Battle Trap may be a little big, but they're kind of close-ish in scale. Yeah, you can see Battle Trap's a little wide, I think, compared to a semi-truck. Well, of course, it's a kind of weird, smaller semi, because of what I've seen of the onset pictures and whatnot. So it's one of those things where it's close-ish. It's kind of close enough that you can at least fudge, at the very least, fudge it. Of course, it's stupid. Things still won't tab over properly, so that's an annoying, fun little annoyance. It's just that, but yeah, there you go. And again, of course, good guys. There's RC, which this motorbike's a little big compared to this thing. Here's Bumblebee. Again, it's actually kind of closer, I feel. This actually, I feel, is actually kind of somewhat close to, again, just the proper scale. So there's that. And, of course, here's Cheetor, because why not? Cheetor, very big cheetah. So here's that. So, yeah, Scourge. I like the toy, but the biggest problem is simply the price. He is a full-price $55 leader, which rankles a lot of people because people see him as a scrawny, somewhat shorter leader, which, and a lot of people don't see the engineering as quite being enough for a leader class. And they're kind of not wrong. It feels like this was a figure that was just barely got itself out of Voyager and then didn't really have enough added onto it to justify the leader class price. And there's nothing between leader and Voyager, so it's like, well, we just gotta, they're not going to lose money on it, so they just bump it up to leader, and that's just that. He is taller than I think a lot of people think he is, but because there's one very large Voyager in the Studio Series line, people are going to go, oh, he's too short for a Voyager. Compared to most of the Voyagers, he's actually on the taller side, but yeah, that's a thing, unfortunately. But yeah, even though I do like it, I have to admit that, yeah, he's not really quite worth $55. But he would be worth $40, $45, I feel. A little bit more than a Voyager, but not leader class. And I feel that's where this point where he starts justifying his value. So if you like it, I would suggest just waiting for it to go on sale. It'll probably hit at least $40, $45 soon if it doesn't already by the time you see this video. Once it hits that point, I think it'll be worth it. Before that, at full price, as cool as it is, it's not $55 cool. It's still, yeah, it's just one of those things. It's a good figure, just kind of hampered by the fact that it's a little spendy for what you're getting. So just wait for the price to come down and then buy it. And when you do, I think you'll be happy. Because it is I think it's a fun transformation. He's got a cool looking robot, even if it's not accurate. He's got a cool looking vehicle, even if it does have the hand sticking out. He just exudes this air of menace that, like, Scourge needs. So I think he's just a really good figure, and I think he's worth checking out. And the translucent plastic, as much as people complain about it, And, some people haven't breakages. It looks really cool when it's like, when you can get this whole, if someone, like, that's one thing I would love to, that's the other thing, I guess the head is exposed, which, oh no, but anyway, if you got like a LED up in there, in the hood, that would look amazing. It would like light up, and this thing would look just like so cool. And I think I don't know, it's one of those things. But yeah, so there you go. Cool figure, but not $55 cool. So wait for a sale. So anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1. Check out my co-host, cohost.org/Nemesis-Prime. And check out my Coffee, my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.